Hello, amazing, wonderful you. Hola, desde Mexico. Whew, holy moly. Susanna Mittermaier here for a Facebook Live on day 3 of the Pragmatic Psychology class here in Mexico. And we just have lunch break. It's about, I think, 2 o'clock. It's late lunch, actually. We just... Gosh, we couldn't end class. This morning was like so much and so many questions. It was amazing. So, holy moly, what a different world. So, Pragmatic Psychology here in Mexico just broke for lunch. And it's so amazing how many different and new conversations are available now that just open up so many doors. Because, how much have you made your life about what's wrong and what doesn't work, and then trying to find out why it doesn't work, and then through that trying to find what solution could change something, and then getting totally lost in the problem and not finding anything different than what you had before. Well, welcome to this reality. And that's dramatic. Pragmatic is asking questions and what really works. So here in Mexico, we have the 3-day Pragmatic Psychology class, the advanced practitioner class, and the people who are here, the Prerequis Foundation. And we just have day 3, and we had a very, very, very long morning with a lot of questions, and then we practiced facilitating on each other. And it was so beautiful because there was this lady who was joining us online, and she said, "Oh my God, I was so scared of facilitating and that I couldn't do it, and I compared myself with all these amazing people and how amazing they all facilitate. And I thought I have to do so many classes to be able to facilitate." And then she's like, "Oh my God, like this is so easy and I can do it." And and it's about, so one of the things that we played with this morning is the ease of that occurs in facilitation when you allow yourself to be useless, and when it's not about delivering something for the person, but about listening to what they say, listening to the energy, using that energy, extrapolating it, and through that inviting to change and showing them what else is possible. And it was so amazing how the lady then online went, "Oh my God, this is so easy, I can do this." And they're trying to be really quiet here. I mean, look at this. They're like, shh, 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 shh. So cute. They're breaking for lunch. So really amazing how she realized, wow, so I don't have to deliver and deliver the change, and I don't have to interpret, and I don't have to think much. I can just be me, be space, listen to what the person says, listen to the energy, and then extrapolate on what they say. And extrapolation in that case, it sounds so fancy, right? But it's actually really easy. All you got to do is get ready, ask questions. So, whatever the person says is where you just ask, okay, so what else is what else is this? What is it? What do I do with it? Can we change it? And if so, how can we change it? And I love this. And everybody went, "Oh my God, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this." And change showed up in such a different way, because in other modalities, we've been taught that change is supposed to come in form of an answer, in form of, now I know what to do. And here, with this different perspective, we play with inviting to a different space. Because when you be space, when you don't buy the person's story, when you don't buy the problem, you be a space around the solidity of the problem that allows it to melt with ease. And the person realizes, wow, it's not about finding a solution, it's about asking questions so new possibilities can show up. And that's much better and more dynamic and more efficient than any solution. So it's so funny how the sessions that people facilitated on each other this morning, and I've seen this in the other recent Pragmatic Psychology classes, there's something different occurring where people have more ease of not delivering, not needing to deliver an answer, where people just be space, and then the person they facilitate, they find their own awareness, and they're like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do now, but it's so much easier, it's so much lighter, and I see and I'm aware of different possibilities. And that's off the charts amazing. And that's how it could be for all of us, you know, whether you facilitate yourself or your friends or your clients. And you know how people then go, oh my God, I can facilitate anything from that, because it's not about your experience, it's about what you know. And we have so often based our value on experience. Like, for example, there was a lady who said, I don't have children, so when I have clients who have children, I wouldn't be able to facilitate them because I don't have any children myself. And then we talked about this, and she realized, oh my God, okay, so what gift is it in that case to have a different perspective? Because for her, not having children gives her a different perspective than someone who has children. And there's no right and there's no wrong. It's just a different perspective. So it's about, like, she realized, oh my God, so I see things differently. So I can facilitate from a different perspective, and that's a gift. And she's like, oh my God, I don't have to have kids to be able to facilitate people about kids. Because, you know, it's not about experience ever. It's about knowing what you know. So it's not about experience, it's about knowing. And knowing, that's the problem with knowing, is it's way too easy, because you just got to ask, what do I know? And so the lady was like, oh my God, so I even can facilitate people about children, even if I don't have children. And then she realized, well, you know, all these other lifetimes that I had children, and I can just download that knowing, and what else do I know? And it's so incredible how, you know, this empowerment perspective is so different than what we've ever been taught in this reality, where it's all about right and wrong and answers. And here we have a different, a pragmatic perspective. And pragmatic means doing what works always. And so then I asked one of the ladies, so what was one of the things you got out of this, you know, out of this morning? And she's like, wow, I used to look outside of me on how I can change and create change. And that's also one of the aspects we've been learning in this reality. We always, like in psychology, there's a fancy name for it. It's called locus of control. Now you know. So we've always put this locus of control outside, like looking at, okay, so what are the outside factors of changing something, rather than what do I know, you know? And the fact that we have choice. And that's also something that's so different in other modalities. Knowing that whatever went on in your past is a gift to you and not a curse. It's not something that drags you back. It's not something that, well, you put your control outside, but it's something that you can use as a gift to go, okay, so what gift is my past that I have never acknowledged? If nothing was right, if nothing was wrong, what if gift is my past that I can now use to create a greater future? And the lightness that comes with it, just off the charts. So for those of you who just joined, I'm here in Mexico at the Pragmatic Psychology class. We just have day 3 and we just broke for lunch. And we had a really, really, really extremely long morning. Super excited about the new perspective, and we just, participants just practice facilitating on each other and realized, oh my God, I can do this. I can, there's nothing I cannot facilitate, because it's not about experience, it's about knowing what you know. And all you got to do is ask, what do I know here that I've never acknowledged? Open your mouth and be surprised. So, and there's so many other aspects, new conversations about how everything is a gift, even pain being a gift and a power that we used to avoid. That's one of the new conversations that Gary Douglas discovered with what was going on for him and his body. And we used this at, this pragmatic psychology class as well, because that's a big factor, how, we've learned to avoid a lot, anything that we think is wrong, anything that doesn't match what we have decided is right, we avoid. And if you avoid, you cannot change it. Anything you avoid, you cannot change. And so one of the things we have learned to avoid is when something gets intense, or when something gets like a lot of energy, we're like, okay, too much. Okay, I gotta hold this away from me. So pain is something we have been taught to avoid, and that takes away the possibility to change it. It stagnates. It makes you go into a little box to protect yourself, to not experience what you think you cannot handle. And that's, wow, so many lies about what we think we cannot handle. So what have you decided you cannot handle that creates this no choice universe where you have to avoid rather than change it? And everything that is will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so pain is one of the things that we have been taught to avoid, rather than allowing it, being with it, and discovering what's actually underneath it, what this energy of pain actually invites us to, which is a huge power to be able to change anything that's solid, anything that's insane. So any pain is basically a pointer, a shower of, look, here's something you can change, here's something you can change. And most people go, no, it's horrible, I can't handle it. And it's actually, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. So a lot of new perspectives, and with that a lot of new tools of how, you can, anything that feels stagnant in your life, how you can get the energy moving again, because with movement you can change it. So just some new pointers from you here. I'm just thrilled and excited about what's available. And in these like access classes and Zooms and videos and whatever is available, like we keep talking about everything that's new, and everything that's new is it's not so much like the tools, but it's that too, but it's more like there's a different space available, and the space is something that doesn't feel like anything. It's just like, what if it's easier to change the things that seem to be impossible to change just some month ago? So this is the notion where you just never give up, never quit, never give in, because the things that maybe seemed unchangeable half a year ago, what if it's time to change them now? What if you half a year ago had an awareness, with all the pain you had in your life, maybe in your body, maybe in your relationships, anything that was heavy, hard, how much did you already half a year ago have an awareness that this will be possible to change, but it wasn't the time yet? But that pain was your awareness that there's a possibility that will be available sometime in the future. And what if now is the time? What if now there is a space opening up for all of us to change what was impossible before? And what do you know about this? Because we always look at, what's new, and but what do you know about this? What do you bring to the buffet of possibilities that you haven't acknowledged? Because you're actually part of this, whether you know this or not, whether you facilitate classes or not, does not matter. It's about what you be, and the questions you ask, and the places where you don't give up, where you open up possibilities for all of us, whether you voice them or not. It's your being that speaks, your space speaks, or the space you be speaks more than your words. So what if you acknowledge that you're part of this, and what if you acknowledge that you actually are part of this opening up of being able to change what seemed impossible and making making the impossible possible. So just an excited, grateful hello from the Pragmatic Psychology class in Mexico, with some of the new stuff occurring here, new conversations we have in the Access Consciousness classes. And I hope this is a contribution to you. If these classes speak to you, I'm a good girl now, because I was hiding in the German area for a while. Don't laugh back there. And cute, huh? not so bright, but cute. And so I'm actually going to go out of the box of the German area, more into the English speaking and other speaking, different language speaking areas. So the Pragmatic Psychology classes will be available more in other countries, like Russia in November, next year in the Netherlands, in Italy, in France, in Japan, in Brazil, and all of them are available online, and all of them are about how can I use the Access Consciousness tools in my work as a practitioner, as a facilitator, as a bars facilitator, as a coach, as a social worker, as a parent, as a person, as a, there are even people who are hairdressers who take the classes because they want to know how to have more ease with their clients, like anybody who works with people. And the prereq is foundation, because we're using the tools of foundation in those classes, and they're also all available online. So gosh, I'm so thrilled to bring this out there. Guys, new spaces are available. So thanks for being different. What if you are acknowledging the difference and the gift you are? And the peacock is coming. So thank you for you. Ciao, bye, adios.